Well, good morning. I'm making the fourth recording here, and I just wanted to make certain you all know where we're at in the course. We are right at the end of 1.3. Okay, and at the one, let's see here, you have about 28 days to get assignments done before they're locked permanently. So you want to make certain you get those done. I keep telling you that just because I don't want anyone not getting assignments turned in. I don't like giving zeros to people, but that happens every once in a while. For today's lesson, I want to let you know that if you go to Webology in the course, and I guess I could bring that up and show you where that's at so that you know what's going on here. I hadn't thought of that, but I'll do it right now. Up here at the top where it says Webology, in here there will be some things for you to look at. They're not there right now, but there will be like 4 links in there for you to go look at and to follow a certain topic. Okay, what we're looking at is at this point in the course we need to take up the concept of regression. Okay, regression is a statistical term, and it's something that we do in statistics all the time. By the way, I teach AP statistics too, so when you'll get to that, we'll get to that. But regression is a way for us to take a series of numbers and determine, is it a linear equation? Well, we do this in science every once in a while. We will take some measurements because we'll take a study. We will have a, what do you want to call it? We'll have an experiment, okay? And we'll get some numbers. We'll call this one list number 1 and this one list number 2. And we'll just get a list of numbers that we can use in here. Well, if I take these numbers and I say, well, for the first set of numbers I had 15, and in the second set of numbers I had 4, and in the third set of numbers I had -7. Okay? Those are my numbers. Woohoo! Big sets of numbers. And they could come from anywhere. I'm going to give you a task to go do and collect some information a little bit later on, but I want you to see if the numbers are related to each other. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use those numbers and I'm going to see if they're related. There is a very long and complicated formula that I could give you, and I could make you work through that entire thing by hand. But we have calculators. Okay? And we have these calculators that we can use. And they're so much easier for us to use and do these things. Why in the world would we want to do anything without a calculator? I don't know. Calculators are your friend. I'm going to move it over here to the side so I can see my numbers here. What I'm going to do to begin with is I'm going to push stat. Okay? And under stat there is a number 1 here that says edit. So I'm going to push number 1 for edit. And it gives me the ability to put a list in there. You can see I've already got some numbers in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up to the right up there. It didn't go where I wanted it to go. Maybe I pushed it twice. I have to go right there to L1, and I'm going to push clear. When I push clear at this point, it should clear out L1. I say yes, that's what I want to do. Press enter. They're all gone. Woohoo! Now I'm going to enter some values in here for L1. And my values were 1, 2, and 3. Simple little numbers, entering those in. Going to L2 over here. Okay, I got to move my mouse over to L2, and my numbers were 15, enter, 4, enter, and negative, pushing the negative sign down there, 7. Oops, not 1, 7. 7, thank you. And I'm going to, nope, not cosine, back up. I don't want that. Thank you. -7, press enter. Okay, fat fingers getting in the way of pushing the numbers I want to push. Okay, I've got them in my list. They're there. So I can now do something else. I'm going to press stat again. Okay? One of the things I want to do is I want to set up, well, I want to make certain that I'm going to get a really good analysis here. So I'm coming down here and I'm looking for something. And I don't see it there. Okay, let's go over to, it's not in test, I don't think. I'm looking for something in particular, and I'll know it when I see it. It's got me a little bit bugged that I'm not seeing what I'm thinking I'm supposed to be seeing. Nope, not there. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry I had to stop it there to look something up I forgot to do. That's okay. It happens all the time. So what I'm going to do now is I want to press second and catalog down here. And what that catalog is doing is giving me a lot of different things that you can do on the calculator. And I've skipped down to the D's, and what we're looking for is diagnostics. It's D-I-A-G, there it is, diagnostics on and off. We want to turn the diagnostics on. Oops, nope, on. Okay, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Try again, Charles. I want to turn the diagnostics on. Diagnostics. Yeah, D. And I'll get there in just a second. What that does is this gives me the R values that I'm going to be looking for. Okay, in this calculation. When I get an R value, a diagnostic value here is telling me how close these sets of numbers are. How close these numbers are to a line. Okay? So now that I've got the diagnostics on, took me a second there, I'm going to press Stat and I'm going to go over to Calculate. And what we're going to do is a linear regression, number 4. The linear regression is using the information that we have, and it's that long formula I said that existed. And I put the numbers in L1 and L2. Those are where my two values are. And I'm going to simply come along and calculate it. When I do that, it tells me y equals ax plus b. Well, a is negative 11 and b is 26. That tells me the equation of the line. Y equals negative 11x plus 26. But then it gives me two numbers there, r squared and r. Well, the r value is the one we're looking for. The closer that r value is to a 1, the closer it is to a line. So with a negative 1, we're off a little bit there, and so the three numbers we got don't quite make a straight line. You'd probably have one of them off of the line a little bit if you tried to graph it. As a matter of fact, we could do that. We could come over here and do a little graph of that information, and we'll do a second scatter plot because that's what we have here. We're going to go into this data and we're going to do it like on. Go down to this and we'll select this data right there. See if that gives us any good information. And our numbers are in L1 and in L2. So we want to go down one more. L1's good. L2, we need to select L2. That is this one right there. And we'll mark that with a little dot like that and press enter. And then we'll hit graph, and zoom, because it zoomed to where we couldn't see it. Let's just pick 6 for standard zoom. There it is. And there's two of my points right there, and I bet the third one is off the screen somewhere, but it's off the line just a little bit. I got two of them lined up pretty good, and one of them's off a little bit. That's what the negative 1 is telling you. So what am I going to give you? I am going to tell you that you have in the course, in the doc sharing, a little document that says lesson 3, try this. And it gives you an experiment to go do. And you're going to do a linear regression on it. The linear regression is going to ask you to measure the height of someone and then measure from their elbow to their wrist and see if those two numbers are related to each other. As a matter of fact, you're supposed to measure 15 people. So you're going to have to find 15 people to measure. You can include yourself in this. Measure your height, measure from your elbow to your wrist, record both those numbers for the person, do a linear regression on it, and see if they are related. And let's talk about it in the Class Connect when we have it. Thank you very much.